Going on, guys? Disclaimer, this is gonna be a short video. Oh, man. We'll talk about it in the video. We'll get Justin on this. Let's see, get him. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the stream. Oh, it stinks. Invite me and come join in. I invited you. I did invite you. It says that you're invited. Can't you request to live with me? Request to join. Okay, all right. It says, oh, there we go. All right.
All right.
All
Here we
right.
go.
So we'll talk about this in a second. We'll talk about the situation in a second.
Now, are
All
we
right.
downloading this to be re-edited? I mean, might as well if it's going to be not too long, right?
No, it's okay. We'll just post it as is.
All right.
All right. Ready? Three,
Three,
two,
two,
one.
one.
Hey,
Hey,
what's up,
what's up,
guys?
guys? Triple
Triple
C here.
C. My name's Joseph.
I'm Justin.
Woo, and this is Triple C. All
Yeah.
right. So
Again.
let's get down to the situation. So me and Justin just streamed for probably about a good almost 50 minutes to an hour, and Instagram crashed, and we lost all of the footage for our stream for tomorrow, which is our Libra themed video, our Libra themed stream of past, present, and future. So to make up for it, since me and Justin worked really hard on that, and we have some stuff to do, so we are really close. We were really crunched on time in the first place, and we really didn't want to do this, but we had to restart it. So we're going to be doing a three-part video of the Libra past, present, and future. Um, so let's get right into it. So the past of the Libra. So
Okay, so the Libra started out as a idea that I had because I wanted to compete with Joe's idea, the Nova V. So I had to think really, really big. And I thought of the fact that, well, they use air in suspensions and, gives you a nice air ride, as well they call it. So I always figured, well, how would it be if you were to drive on air? So the only way to do that was to make a compressed air car. And so that was the idea. And it turns out they actually do exist. I always neglect to acknowledge that they have compressed air cars, and the Libra is nowhere near the first one, but it's definitely it's going to be first mass-produced one. So, and we're adding some
super one.
new technologies to the compressed air module to make it better. For
Correct.
yeah, okay.
So
So
go ahead.
the Nova, not the Nova, the Libra started out in Minecraft, believe it or not, as a cool tie to me and Joe's past. We always used to play Minecraft. It was a very big um, game for us. In fact, I think it was one of the main creators as to me and Joe really being
Creative.
creative. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. We were
And being
thinking the same
creative
thing.
together as a group. So to pay homage to that, I wanted to design this car in Minecraft, and also a secondary notice is by designing it in Minecraft. Minecraft is on a computer, well, an Xbox, but a computer nonetheless. you can now say the Libra was designed on a computer.
For
Um,
from the very beginning,
from the
actually.
very beginning.
The
Yes.
Nova V was made on paper, as a fun fact to throw it out there. The Nova V was made on paper for the first time. Justin, another fun fact, Justin never really liked to go to jump on to the new age of computers and draw on it. As you can see, we've done one-note videos where we've showed our Nova Vs and our other concept cars that we've drawn on the computer. Justin neglected to continue that, so he would always bring his notebook. I always tried to persuade him because I really wanted him to join it because let's just say we had an issue where we couldn't find it, couldn't find that very book, which I know Justin takes really good care. We even have it as a backup on the computer, and we could access it from anywhere as long as we had the OneNote account. Anyway, so yeah, he finally jumped onto it a little while after. But as I said, the Libra was I'm going to say 95% created on the computer from the very beginning. As I said, the first one to be created on the computer fully. As I said, 95% because of course you want to draw it out on paper, but fully designed through the computer. So
There you go.
go
Well,
ahead and continue,
perfect.
Justin.
Thank you, Joe. So it was designed in Minecraft on a computer, basically, and the first of its kind to do so. So there is a Triple C dealership in this Minecraft world that we were very fond of in the past, and it's still there. Obviously, maybe we'll showcase a Triple C dealer over there. You can see what that original prototype looked like. But pretty cool. Um, so yeah, so that's how that started out. Now it was called the Mercadante concept, named after Joe's professor, a professor that also inspired Joe to keep pushing forward at what he wanted to do in life. Also, the main reason I used it because I didn't never met this guy. Also, the main reason I used it was really to get Joe on board with the idea. So Joe was on board with the idea. We removed the name because that was more of a placeholder name just to get Joe on board. And then, coincidentally, because the Libra was made in September, one of my close friends had put up a post saying that he was a Libra and that it's Libra season. And so that gave me the idea, hey, that's a pretty cool sounding word, Libra, so we'll call the card the Libra because it was made in September. That is the reason why the Libra is called the Libra, because it is a Libra. It was made in September. And so that's pretty cool. September 2019. And the Libra season moniker still carries over, although Libra season is not what Libras, I would think, call their month. I would think it's called Libra month. But Libra season, in the way that my friend had put it up in his post, still carries over to this day, where technically this Libra week is technically the start of Libra season. Or when we released Libra, it was the start of Libra season. If you saw our Triple C intro, we remade the intro to say Libra season. So yeah, that's been a different marketing strategy we've used. So with that in mind, we redesigned it into a 2D sketch. And that's where we get to this. So, of course, it looks just like the Libra we all know and love, except there's a few little differences. The front has this big V grill. It also has a hood ornament, reminiscent of the flying tiger crocodile. And you also have these boomerang lights, the same thing, same boomerang lights that the Libra has now, except on the one they have now, goes over the wheel arches. On this one, they go off to the side. So, a little different. But pretty much the exact same design. Also, you have flat doors, which I also didn't really put in the last stream, but the doors are completely flat. And of course, the tail is shorter. So, a lot different than the Libra we all know and love. Now, however, this was just a short redesign away from, well, being redesigned. And when it was redesigned, it got its signature boomerang front lights. It ditched the grill for more of a kissy face grill, I guess. I don't know what to call it, to be
It
honest.
was named after. It was made after the flying tiger,
It was made to resemble the flying tiger, exactly. More
which
specifically, even
Mhm.
the FT 900 concept car, which is a car that's probably somewhere in this book, but it's basically a futuristic flying tiger. This was supposed to be the successor to the flying tiger in terms of it not being called a flying tiger. It was the actual successor to the flying tiger. We figured we'd probably make a flying tiger in the future, but this would be the successor to the flying tiger nameplate. So of course it has the same lights that would have been on that FT900 concept and the same grill, except it's not an egg crate grill that is like a C shape. It's a flat grill. Also, there's a pretty cool little piece right here where you can see the underneath of the carbon fiber flat underneath part. You see it's nice and flat there. That has changed because now we instead use the space to widen up the wheel arches to put wider tires, and we brought the hood and the wheel arches together. And that's how it is now. You also have a C-shaped egg grill. This keeps the flat doors, which the new one does not have. You have the longer tail, though. And of course, the arches still stay the same. And also, we don't have those lights in the middle. Because, like I said, made room for wheel arch stuff. So, okay. So that is where it stayed for a very long time until the digital age, when I finally got my Surface Pro and I started designing things on the computer. It was then modernized and turned into the Libra that I don't have on me right now, but you can see that Libra in our Libra release Triple C show. No, wait. Yeah, the Triple C show, not the release. The Triple C show after party, you can see it. We'll show a quick concept of it on there, and you can kind of see a little comparison between the two. It's pretty much the exact same thing as this, minus the stuff that I said it didn't have in color, which was a interesting design because everything I was doing up until that point was white because the paper was white. All I did was outline drawing, and I finally was able to do what Joe was doing and actually really bring these designs to life. The only problem is we hadn't had a real life version, and that was never really something that we thought would happen as quick as we did. I mean, pretty much 2 years later, we had one. And here we are now. But we were always looking to build a 2D model at some point. And so a 2D model was made out of cardboard, and a pretty good model as well. That is somewhere on the page somewhere. So, with that in mind, that's how the Libra stayed, and that was pretty much the only real representation of the Libra for a long time until we came to the conclusion that the Comet, which was going to be relaunched as a sportier version called the Comet Constellation, was going to be rebranded as the Libra, due to the fact that it would have made no sense to redo the Comet when the Comet really didn't have that much of a brand recognition as much as the Nova Viera, the Libra, and the recent, at the time, ED concept. So it didn't really make any sense. And Joe actually told me, and I still remember this, it is no longer a Comet because it's too sporty. So we turned it into the Libra. After 6 months, 6 months and a week to this point where we're recording this, we finished it. The shortest of pretty much any Triple C project. They usually take 7 months. Yeah, I mean, the frame was already there, basically. We just plopped the body on top of it and bolted things, but it was a lot more complex than that. Um, because all the panels on it are new. So, yeah. And of course, the engineering behind it, the driving aspect, which, Joe, you know, it does move. We have
Run.
done tests of it, small tests, but they're not official tests. You will see that when we do our test drive video on Friday.
I just wanted
So,
to clarify really quick.
yeah.
Justin did say move. Yes, it does move. It does run as well. And the reason why I said run when he said move was because of the fact that it can move under its own power, but it's not moving either of us anytime soon. So
Yeah, that's a little sneak peek. Yeah, we were gonna announce it in the video, but this is better that we kind of tell you guys beforehand that we're not going to be driving. But however, it is still a test drive, and it's still going to be running under its own power, which I think is more impressive, even if we can't sit in it. Um, so I guess I'll say this because that does pertain to the Libra. I will explain why the Libra is not as fast as we figured. I was talking to my uncle this weekend, and we were going back and forth. All right, well, maybe if we went and got a larger drill. But then if you get a larger drill, you need a larger compressor. So that's about, well, that's a lot of money, regardless. I would only imagine that would be about $200 or $300. And then that doesn't even factor in the fact that we would have to reformat the frame to fit a larger drill and a larger compressor.
well, yeah. So this is, I just want to put that out there. Remember, we aren't talking about just the past. I know we kind of like to talk about it. We had the concept in mind, as I said previously. We did kind of lose a stream, but we are going to break it up, as I said, into three parts.
Yeah.
We don't want to get too much into it. I mean, I just want to just put that there. We don't want to spoil too much.
Well,
Um,
this is still the past, technically, because this was before, this happened way before this stream. This
well, no,
was
the
when we
past
were
of the
doing,
Libra, like the past, the present
oh, the
was
past
the
past.
yeah.
Okay, well,
That's what
we did
I meant.
that. I'm just giving some extra stuff.
Okay,
Um,
well
just
let's talk back and forth about the past. Like,
oh,
um,
well, let me finish what I was going to say first.
all right,
So
fine.
the reason, because I gotta go walk someone home real quick, or not home. I gotta walk them downstairs quick because they're leaving. But then you can say whatever you want. I want to say this quick. My uncle was saying that the real reason behind why the Libra is so slow, yet it's so going, I guess, is because it's all torque and no power. So that made me realize something, which is great because that's what the purpose of a prototype is, that with air power, it's always going to be more torque over more power. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, Joe, I'll let you take it away from here. I'll be back.
All right, you got it. Okay, so Justin liked to go on a tangent. I didn't really wasn't paying attention. I was kind of doing some work on my computer. I was kind of over it. Anyway, uh, oh, not over recording. Trust me, I promise you that. I was over the whole concept of the whole fact that we lost the whole stream previously. Um, in the beginning, from my side of things, I didn't really wasn't really much of a fan of the Libra. I was like, oh boy, just another one of Justin's concepts because at that time he was busting out concepts like he was like everybody has 3 meals a day. It was a lot, and we had way too much on our plate. And I was like, oh man, now we can't really focus on our lineup or whatever. But um, this was when we were in college together. Last year, of course, when we were like, he's like, oh Joe, maybe we should do an air power car. And I'm like, I don't know, man. And at that time, we were really talking to each other about, um, we were making videos at the college. You saw in like one of our study rooms. These previous videos you'll see. Um, but um, but yeah, so I wasn't overly for it. But in the end, I was like, listen, I really want to get this Nova V all started, and and really like put my focus on the Nova V. Um, and so where was that going to put Justin on the list besides working on our production cars? Um, I said, all right, you know what? Let me let me give him something. So we went through with it and we talked about it over the summer and stuff, and he was showing me concepts and stuff, and then October comes around and here we go. It's all back to normal. Um, Let me just exit this real quick. I just updated my computer so everything's loading back up. I'm like, oh my gosh. So here we go. But yeah, so as we talked about earlier, Justin really wasn't overly that fond of putting everything online, which was also one big thing as well as to why we really weren't doing. There we go. Justin's joining right now. Really weren't doing much videos on the Libra and keeping it down low. In the end, we ended up getting him onto the the age of drawing and online and stuff to keep it safe. Um, but yeah, so that's the story of my side. I'm trying to think of anything else that I really kind of talked about. Really
You know
wanted
what
to
you could talk about?
what?
Some of the things that um, that a lot of people are going to say is, well, why not just go electric? And this was something I was thinking was worthy of its own video, but we might as well throw it in here because that's to pertain to the Libra.
Well, yeah, we'll go a little bit into it. If we really have, if that's a really important question, we'll definitely get into a big video about
I
why
think
air powered.
honestly, I think honestly, I'm going to talk to Joe about this after the stream. We are looking at doing some more series, um, like more full time. We have our verses, but those are like once in a while we'll do them. I'm talking about like companion and triple C show because it's literally only triple C show companion and maybe like one oddball video. So we're thinking, well, I'm thinking, what if we did maybe like a discussion where we talk about things that are actually going on in the car community and how us as Triple C we're going to fix that. This would be a good question that we could talk about on a show like that. Um, but why don't we go electric? And in a way, all right, to answer that question, we are going electric. But we're not going
Partly.
electric in terms of not we're not relying on electric. It's sort of like asking Toyota, hey, Toyota, why don't you make a full electric car? Why do you make hydrogen cars? Hydrogen cars rely on electricity, so technically they are electric cars. However, to classify them as electric cars, you'd be doing them wrong because there's more to it than just that. Same thing with the Libra. This is the first and probably only time you'll ever hear me say it. The Libra is technically electric. However, it's the same thing as the Toyota hydrogen cars. It would be wrong and you would do it a ton of injustice by calling it an electric car because it does more than just that.
And just to put it out there, since we're talking about that, I don't know if Justin knew this or really kind of talked about this, um, but I'm kind of getting into it a little bit more since I'm just thinking about it out loud even right now. The fact that it's a air compressed car basically means that it can make its own gas. Now, that's where we got the concept. Now let's think about it. Oh, well, the air compressor has to run off of something. Electric. Oh, yes, we know. Okay. Now, let's get into cars. Cars have batteries. Tesla, as an example, being an electric car, has a giant car battery, in a sense, to run all four wheels. Let's just say we take that car battery and we bring it down to kind of a normal sized battery, in a sense, to run the air compressor. So now we're running now the battery's running and the air compressor is running from the battery,
We'll have
and we
to
don't.
figure it out. I mean,
Well,
honestly, maybe we create a specific alternator that runs off of the axle, so while it's moving, it's
just listen.
charging the
Yeah.
battery.
But there's also what I'm getting at, which is the fact that I just wanted to kind of clarify some electrical things. Um, but really, the main point of what I was about to say was it's out there now. why can we go electric with can we go solar panels with Teslas? Yeah, you can. But that also brings to the fact that wow, if you have a solar panel on a Libra that makes its own gas, you don't have to stop anywhere besides your house. You can go home, turn on the car, get it all situated, get it filled up with the air, and go how many miles?
Now, air is not without its downfall, and I would be extremely irresponsible if I weren't to acknowledge the faults in air. I'm not
Oh
going
yeah,
to
of course.
blow smoke up everyone's rear with this. The problem with air is you're going to be waiting quite some time for the compressor to boot up as compared to an electric car. There is some things we are planning on doing. How we're going to pull them off, we don't know yet. But to speed up that process, maybe by the time you get to your car, it's already aired up and ready to go. But the point still stands is it's never going to be getting the car like an electric car ready to go. It's like you would have to charge it up every time. That's how it would work. But it's a small price to pay. But the thing is, you're not relying on your batteries as much. See, an electric car, you're relying on the batteries for
100%
power.
of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and for everything. Whereas with the compressor splits the job of the battery. So your battery should last longer because it's doing less. The solar panels can also help charge the battery, and maybe because it takes up the whole back side of the car, the solar panels on one side could also charge up the air conditioning, the GPS, things like that, smaller things. Whereas the big battery can just focus on doing its own thing. And that honestly what I was thinking when I was talking before, maybe a axle driven alternator. So while you're running at higher speeds, you become more efficient the faster you drive, which is a huge problem with pretty much any vehicle. Once you go faster, you're going to lose efficiency anyways compared to lower. I'm not thinking of city driving. I'm talking about at lower speeds going a consistent low speed. You know what I mean? You're going to be going at a higher speed but lose efficiency. This won't do that because you'll be becoming more efficient the faster you go. It's not ran off of an engine like a regular alternator where the gears have something to do with how fast the engine is actually spinning over. This has nothing to do with that. So, however we pull it off, that's its own thing. But why don't we go there? I was thinking about this today, and here's my answer to it. Why don't we go electric? The reason we don't go electric is this choice. People deserve a choice. I feel like by forcing everyone, oh, this is a very real problem, and we're not trying to get political here. They are talking about in many states banning gasoline cars by 2030. Now, everybody has to go to electric or hydrogen, so there is some choice. Now, hydrogen's flawed too. Electric is flawed. They're all flawed, but the point still stands is that consumers have a choice. And that's why we're not backing down with compressed air because we're giving people a choice whether it's more efficient or not. People deserve that choice. And that is a choice with air compressors. If we can really strike it well, I'm going to try on my end, and maybe we'll try even as a group, to maybe make carbon fiber replicated engines. So we make little cylinders out of carbon fiber, and the head will be of carbon fiber, and those things will fill up your air compressor. Maybe we have 8 in a V position, so you have a V8. You still would have the same air compressor sound. If you've heard an older air compressor, they make that clacking sound. So it give you that sound, but you have 8 cylinders, so you can technically say you have a V8. So you keep that tradition alive, but that that's the thing. It's not going to be gas powered, and we've talked about that many times. There's a lot of things that are going to change with. Hello, Kevin _M0508. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about our compressed air prototype car. So stick around if you're interested. If not, thanks for joining. So, anyways, um, it's quite an idea. We're looking at many different technologies. We want to be known as the people that try things. Um, of making a water powered Libra. Yeah,
Oh,
it was nodding his head. Um, a Libra
that's
powered by pressurized water. Things like that. Always thinking outside the box, and the Libra is just the start of something very, very new. Now, although the Libra is its own car, its technology is going to most likely carry on to many other projects we're doing in the future, and some of our projects now, of course. So that is its own different video, of course. So, yeah. So there you go. Happy Libra Week.
So yeah, I guess to kind of really recap what Justin said, um, we did it for a reason. All right, guys. We're technically inventors. We want to invent new things out there. And let's just say it doesn't hit as well as we did. Well, let's just say right away the Libra is a complete dud. But people are thinking outside the box. People are thinking outside the box. Oh, what the didn't Triple C make that already? The air compressed car? They're skipping over the electric because now electric cars are completely bad. You know, we how first things first, we're giving more. We if you were to look at it into a production perspective, recently, um, Tesla has stopped production of multiple models of their car because of shortage of parts and batteries.
Yeah.
Batteries, think about that. So batteries, not only are they making car batteries, of course, the size of cars, they're making smaller batteries, double A, triple A, so on and so forth. We're gonna sooner or later lose all that natural ore and, of course, everything else involving it. You know, the components of making the batteries.
What about the
Um,
crocodiles then? Right?
yeah.
Yeah. So,
So, but
but what I
yeah,
have to say,
yeah. Uh-huh.
a lot of people might say, well, will we ever make an electric car? Frankly, I think I speak for me and Joe, and I don't think we ever will.
Mm.
And the reason
Um,
being is because, and this is a very brutally honest, and you guys can quote us to living hell and back. If we were to build an electric car, we would not stick out at all. We would
nope.
not stick out. We wouldn't even stand a chance. Um, Being completely honest, there are so many good and honestly good designed electric cars. There's some really good ones out there. A lot of you guys out there, I don't know, they're probably not watching. With the I'm talking about the designers of some of those cars. A lot of them aren't watching, um, but they have some good designs. But we there's no way we could even come close to that. So that's why we're going in the opposite direction. Are we afraid? No. Why try? You know, we're not gonna we're so late to the party at this point. So we kind of missed the train, and we're not too worried. We have plenty of ideas. We have a couple designs that need to be dusted off the shelves, but this Libra week, season, whatever the hell you want to call it, is really the start of something much larger, bringing things from paper to production. It's coming.
And not even just that, but just the fact that, just like Justin said, we want to stick out. We are not only sticking out with our ideas, we're bringing ideas to the table. Yes, people have built flying cars before. Yes, people are building flying cars right now. But if you were to look them up right now, tell me how, and you can tell us in the comment section below. Tell me which one do you like better, the Nova V or the new production ones with the wings and all the. I'm not really gonna go. I don't really want to be biased or anything, but tell me. So, and then take into consideration design and the way it moves. You can take into gas mileage and stuff like that, but that of course you can really talk about in your own terms, of course, yourself. But of course, my biased opinion is the Nova V is better because come on, how cool is it flying around in a car that looked like the DeLorean from the Back to the Future movies. The DeLorean that literally went like this and flew out. And on top of that, living in like a movie of like Star Wars, of course, you know, the flying and the hovering vehicles and so on and so forth. Like, I'm not really saying like live in like a fantasy world, but that technology needs to be put out there because it can be put to great use. You know, there are the big companies out there that really are nervous to make newer cars. Tesla, Elon Musk being a very big
Hello, Zan
inspiration to.
underscore Roshbin. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about our compressed air car and the prototype that we made. So, yeah, if you're interested, stick around. If not, thanks for joining.
But yeah, so it's the technology should be out there, should be on the table. It should allow people to see what they can do with it. Hello,
Hello, hello. Probably gonna botch this name. Hello, Niraj dot Chu Chan
dot
dot
712.
712. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're talking about our compressed air car, our future prototype of future transportation. If you're interested, stick around. If not, thanks for joining the stream. So let's get back to it, Joe.
So, but yeah, right now what we're talking about specifically is why we did it, why we wanted to go air compressed. Of course, if you really want to get a recap on what we were talking about, we are going to be posting this video, and there are a couple other videos out there that you could find for talking about the Libra. Anyway, why did we do it, and why, as I said, let's put it out on the table. Technology is going to be progressing sooner or later. You know, Elon Musk, as I said, a very big inspiration to us, really jumped out there to make an electric car. Nobody, as a big name brand, i.e., Honda, Mitsubishi, Toyota, oh no, the European cars, the Dodges, and that's not European, but I wanted to say Dodge after the European brands, the American brands, and all the other brands that we have, um, Holden and so on and so forth, the old ones as well, Pontiac, so on and so forth, blah, 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 blah. They do not have the funds to risk making a new concept car. If they really were to go through with it, they would have to put billions of dollars into making a new place, a new line. They're gonna have to spend hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars on researchers to research it and to make it. So they're really not look their risk reward is more of a risk to them. And that's why I go back to Elon Musk. Elon Musk started from nothing. He made the electric car brand Tesla because he believed in it, and on top of that, because of the fact that he had no prior commitments to making gasoline engines or any petrol cars out there, no previous, I guess you could say, ties with projects and whatnot. He went right to electric because of the fact that it was
You saw a
his
gap
destiny.
in the market,
He saw a
and
gap. Not really. He saw the gap in the market. He did. He saw the gap in the market, and he started off electric and continued electric. It's tough for a car company to really change from petrol to electric because now you have to change design. Now you have to go to um, um, your centers, your like engine design centers, and start everything all over. I'm just looking at this as a more of a process, industrial engineer aspect. But in the end, as I said, he went right to electric. So not only did he see the gap, but he had no prior commitment, nothing whatsoever. No petrol engines, no gas engine. We're going, we as Triple C are going right to it. We're not making cars because we want to make cars to be in the business. We're making cars because we believe in them and we want to put the technology out there. We're starting with
And we like
those. Yeah,
we like coming up with things like the whole dream it, put it out there. That we like doing that. So
we have no prior, and again, we have no
yeah,
prior commitments to any previous vehicles that we're making. So we're starting brand new. And that's the best part about it. You start brand new and you can do whatever you want. You really can't like really fudge around and do it. Again, if truth be told, if just as an example, if we were to ban gas cars being made in, not even gas cars being made, but gas cars in general, that's going to really hinder the fact of, well, guess what? The car industry is probably going to fall because everybody's making hybrid engines and gas engines. And if they were to change to completely electric, guess what happens? They can't produce that much. And then producing much brings down the numbers, and then running the company is going to be even harder, and so on and so forth. It's the downfall. Let's take this step. Of course, Tesla would be safe because Tesla's all electric. But what happens when what happens when all of his supplies run out? Then he falls as well. It's pretty much like taking a brick out of a Jenga tower. You don't know what's going to happen if you take certain factors out, but if you take out the wrong one, the whole thing falls. So so as I said, you have to be really careful with banning gas cars because that's like the whole if you guys ever known back in 2000, I forget, it was earlier in the years, maybe like 2000,
wait,
maybe like
Joe,
2000. Yeah.
real quick, if you're up for talking about this, I think we start another stream, and I think this would make its own conversation.
Good point.
'Cause
Maybe we'll do that another day. Yeah,
we
maybe
could
we'll
we
do that
could
another
really
day.
deep dive into this. I think we should honestly start up another series though. Maybe where
Yeah.
we talk about car related problems and how we would fix it. I feel like that'd be somewhat interesting, and it probably get us to really start thinking. Me and Joe, of course, to
Yeah.
start really
So
thinking of what we would do because we're gonna have to make decisions if certain laws get passed, and we always gotta be on the lookout because just because it won't pass now doesn't mean it won't pass later.
yeah,
So
so we definitely got very off of the Libra. We kind of got off on a tangent about why and whatnot and stuff like that. So with that, I think yeah, that's best to end the stream and start another one probably sometime soon, maybe in a couple days, maybe on Thursday we'll talk about it as well. Um, Maybe we'll do a past one and then we'll make a video on the present and so on and so forth, whatever it is. 15, 20-minute video. Anyway, listen, thank you guys all so much very much for watching this video on the Libra. I really do appreciate you all joining, every single one of you that guys that joined. And I hope you guys did enjoy the very beginning with the whole past part of the Libra. As I said, we do gotta get off on a tangent because we like talking so much. But anyway, as I said, thank you guys all so very much for watching this video. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I said to Instagram already. We have a Reddit. We have all Snapchat. We have a bunch of stuff. And I hope you guys really do enjoy this video and the Libra themed week. And I hope you guys did enjoy the Libra in general. So anyway,
we're all
I'm
leading to
Justin.
Friday's
Yeah.
video, the
Yeah.
finale. We're gonna take it out
Woohoo!
for a test drive, so it's gonna be quite fun.
So yeah, I'm Joseph,
I'm Justin.
and we will triple
Triple
see
C
you
you
later.
later.
Have a good one, guys.
See you guys.